Hi, I'm Amanda MacArthur. I'm a Vice President at CDCDevSolutions, and I run our global citizenship and volunteerism practice. I just want to talk a little bit about skills-based volunteerism, especially cross-border skills-based volunteerism. It's really been around for forever. CDS was launched in 1990 as a way to provide skilled, primarily business volunteers to the countries of the former Soviet Union and Eastern Bloc as they were transitioning from communist to market economies. But there's been organizations similar to CDS that have been operating in the cross-border sphere essentially since the launch of the Peace Corps 50 years ago now. What we have seen recently and what we think is a really interesting transformation in the sphere is the focus on corporate volunteerism and companies really engaging their employees in projects and activities that provide them with an opportunity to work in usually an emerging market, somewhere where they probably haven't been and might not go again for an extended period of time, anywhere from 2 weeks, 1 month, up to 6 months. In a project that really uses the core business capabilities of the company. Corporate volunteerism really started in the 2000s in a large-scale way, and CDS has been doing it for about the past 4 or 5 years. But we're increasingly seeing more companies launch these programs, anywhere from 4 or 5 people a year participating up to somebody like IBM who actually sends 500 of their employees a year on cross-border assignments. We're really seeing a transition away from a philanthropic approach to volunteerism, where you might be providing a needed service, to something where you're actually engaging your expertise and your skills and hopefully providing a transformative experience for the host organization by transferring your knowledge, but also for yourself as you kind of learn a little bit about a new culture, about how businesses and organizations operate in different cultures, and I think getting a greater appreciation of your skills and your talents. And the reason that we're seeing more companies starting these programs is because of the impact it has on their people. Of course, there's an impact for their business with regards to brand awareness, market knowledge, research and development, innovation, that sort of thing. Really what we hear again and again from the volunteers is that this was a life-changing experience for me. I got to use my skills in a new way for an organization that deserved them and that was doing good work. And it gave me a new appreciation for my skills, for the life I lead in the country I come from. Our volunteers come from all over the world, and it gave me a better understanding of the cultural implications of living in a global world, which we increasingly are. So I think that's why we're so passionate about this, is that the opportunity to provide skills that maybe aren't available on the local market or which are available at a very high price to organizations that are really doing social good. It's really a win-win-win. As far as moving forward, I really see that the sky's the limit for this. We started about 5 years ago with just one client who was doing this type of work. Now we're up to almost 10, and companies are continuing to scale and look at new ways that they can use these types of programs to improve their business and to engage in their core corporate values. I think that what's fascinating about these programs is that even with the economic downturn over the past several years on a global scale, we've seen more and more companies do this. And so, obviously there's a real value recognition. One of our clients said, I don't do any other program where people come back and thank me for sending them to do a really hard job somewhere in kind of difficult conditions. How can I not want that for my employees? How can I not want them to feel like their job is transforming them and making them a better person? So I think we'll see this continue to grow. Right now we see it mostly among very large firms, but I see no reason why small and medium-sized companies won't jump in the game as well.